Hi there. African fried rice is what we're talking about today. Today, you're gonna learn how to make it, how to write down all your recipes, and how to prepare everything from step one all the way to the end. And today, you will be glad that this is a video you found and you watched and you grasp everything about African fried rice, a celebratory dish. Are you planning on making African fried rice for yourself or for your family or for your friends? No worries. The African fried rice is the celebratory dish to make. You have made the right choice. It is a flavorful and filled with textures from crisp vegetables to super tasty bits of liver and chicken and any kind of meat that you like to try in it. You may be asking, why is this called the African fried rice? Very good question. It's a belief by some people that African fried rice is fried when you make it. That's why the name African fried rice applies. And some people will also tell you that African fried rice is African fried rice because that is what they call it. But what do I think is the reason behind why it's called African fried rice? I titled this video African fried rice because this recipe is informed by the way I have experienced fried rice in two African countries, Nigeria and Cameroon. There are many variations of fried rice in different countries across the continent of Africa. Now let's dive into what you have been waiting for, the ingredients for African fried rice. Here is a rundown of the ingredients you need for African fried rice. Be sure to check out the full recipe below for a detailed list of ingredients and their measurements. Parboiled rice, curry powder, thyme, bay leaf, beef liver, onion, white pepper, garlic, ginger, chicken, mixed vegetables, green onions, oil, and any other seasoning that you may have. Do you live in America, South America, Europe, Asia, or maybe even Africa? Here is how to make fried rice in an African style. Be confident that you watch this video till the end. Watch this beautiful lady making African fried rice in this video. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you do not miss any of the videos. First thing we did was to boil the liver with seasonings. See to make sure that the seasoning is spread all over the liver to avoid any area from being cooked without a season. When all this is done, it's now time to cover the liver and let it cook until it is done. How do you know when this liver is done? The best way to know is to constantly check on the liver. Constantly check on the liver to see what it now looks like in the cooking pot. How do you know that your liver is fully cooked? The best way to know is to check it physically by the color. It will look brown, and in some area, it might look dark brown depending on how long you cook it. Let's check on our liver to see if it's done. Yummy. It's looking like it is done. You see how it's looking brown? This liver is ready. It is fully ready. Now let's talk about the next recipe. Next recipe is none other than the mixed vegetable. The mixed vegetable is made of vegetables that are mixed together, like corn, green bean, carrot, and many other ones. Depending on where you live in the world, you could acquire this mixed vegetable most likely from a grocery store or a supermarket or a farm store. But if you live in America, you can easily get these mixed vegetables in Walmart, Food Lion, Sam's Club, and any other local grocery stores that you may have around you. So it is important to add seasonings or seasoning to your mixed vegetables. You can add ginger, you can add curry, you can add thyme, you can add any other seasoning that is tradition to you, because as you will tell later, fried rice, African fried rice, is a very flavorful dish, and you can make it in a way that suits your tradition. Mix the mixed vegetables thoroughly. This is one method to go, by flipping it in a bowl. See, make sure it's mixed thoroughly. The next recipe is going to be shrimp. Shrimp is one of the important recipe in making African fried rice. Shrimp can be purchased from grocery stores. Example, Walmart, Food Lion. These are places where you could purchase fresh shrimp. When you making the African fried rice, you have to rinse the shrimp. Rinse the shrimp just to remove anything that may have been used in preserving it. After rinsing the shrimp with warm water, next thing is to add some seasoning and mix it thoroughly, just like so. When you add your seasoning, it is important to know that you can add the seasoning of your choice, the seasoning that is common to your tradition, the seasoning that is common to what you eat. So in this case, we have Maggi, thyme, and ginger added to the shrimp, and make sure it's mixed thoroughly to ensure every bit of shrimp gets to taste every seasoning you add to the shrimp. Mixed like so, across, above and below, and like so. It's looking really seasoned up. Look at our mixed vegetables. That is also looking really well seasoned. And now, what is the next thing to do? Continue to watch this video and you'll see the next step. As you can tell, this beautiful lady in this video is having fun in making this African fried rice. And You will also notice when you're making your African fried rice, you're going to be so excited that, oh, finally, I am making the African fried rice that I have been hearing about, that everybody has been telling me about. Frying the shrimp is the next step in making the African fried rice. Why do you have to fry the shrimp? Frying the shrimp is what gives the shrimp a texture taste. Some may not like eating a raw shrimp, and some really enjoyed eating raw shrimp. Hey, it's what you want. So in this video, we're gonna fry the shrimp. As you can already see that the shrimp is being fried. So frying the shrimp gives it that texture. It makes it that, taste good. It makes it, not so mushy when you chew it in the fried rice. I guess that's part of the reason why fried rice is called fried rice, because almost all the ingredients are getting fried. You're gonna fry the shrimp. You're gonna maybe fry the rice if you want. Our next recipe is the rice. The rice is one of the most important ingredients of the African fried rice. It is very important to thoroughly wash the rice in warm water before cooking it or before frying it. We are not going to fry this rice in this video. We are only going to wash it thoroughly. But if you choose to fry the rice, it's not difficult. You will just add a little oil and very little water and cook it for a very few minutes, say 5 to 7 minutes, just to parboil it. So watch this video as this beautiful lady thoroughly wash this rice to remove every inch, every tiny molecule of non-needed stuff in the rice. So you keep washing the rice until the rinsed water is clear. As you can see, it's still foggy right now, so she continues to wash the rice. She continues to wash the rice and utilize a little sieve when you are changing out the water, so you will not lose some rice as in the process of washing it. So continue to rinse and rinse. You see how the water is getting clearer and clearer, clearer and clearer. Make sure you use that sieve or a net to catch any rice that's trying to escape with the water. Continue to rinse and rinse and rinse until the water becomes so clear that you could see the rice in the bottom. Our next step is making sure the shrimp is fried in such a way that the juiciness of the shrimp is retained, and at the same time the shrimp is almost crunchy to the chew, but not really crunchy. If you're a good fryer, you might begin to wonder, oh, I know how to do that. So yes, the shrimp frying is very important in the making of the African jollof rice. You fry it in such a way that the juiciness of the shrimp is retained and the shrimp is not too crunchy nor too soft, because when you cook it in the fried rice process, you don't want it to break apart or to become crumbled. You want it to remain in that form. The lady tried the chicken. Yum, 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 yum. Our next ingredient is the white onion. You chop it into as small as possible, and you continue to check on the shrimp amongst every other things, and then the rice was left in the bowl after washed with warm water. We're checking on our mixed vegetables. It's still looking seasoned. It's looking awesome. And now fun time. Moving on, this lady is really having fun. You can tell that she's excited making this African fried rice. I guess you're gonna have this feeling too when your fried rice is coming out as planned. Our shrimp is ready and we're getting it out of the frying pan. It looks half crunchy, and our mixed vegetables is ready too. We're frying that a little bit. That's the next step. We need to fry the mixed vegetable just a little bit in the way and manner which the shrimp was fried. Not too fried and not too unfried. Just fried it for a little minute, say 2 to 4 minutes. You don't want to fry it to the point where any of the mixed vegetables becomes dark brown. You just want to fry it a little bit in such a way to retain the juiciness of the mixed vegetables. Okay, do not fry it too much because you don't want the mixed vegetables to become too crunchy. So fry it like that. Continue to mix the fried rice like that, from side to side, from inside out. It's good to know that the liver is now ready. There is something we need to do to the liver. We need to chop it into a really small pieces by putting it on a chopping board and getting it ready for chopping or cutting into small cubes. Now also the mixed vegetables is done frying. We need to get it out of the frying pan and put it back in the mixed vegetable bowl, because you don't want to leave it too fried on the frying pan. You get it out of the frying pan, put it in a bowl. It's gonna serve a purpose later. Now we're cutting our liver into cubes or smaller sizes. You will see the reason why jollof rice really tastes good. You chop it like so, really small. You don't want it too big. You don't want it tiny small either. You chop it like so, really tiny cubes. Chop. So that's how we're going to cut each strip of cooked beef into really smaller cubes for use later in our fried rice. As you can guess, what are we gonna do next to this cut up or chopped up beef? If you guess right, the answer is we're gonna fry it. It's beginning to look like every ingredient of the fried rice are going to be fried. I guess again where the name came from, fried rice, because everything is getting fried. This beef is gonna be fried, and just like we fried the mixed vegetables and the shrimp, we're going to fry the beef in a manner that will make it retain some juice, not too crunchy and not too soft. Here goes the frying. It's important to note that at this point you may decide to add additional seasoning, but you may leave it the way it is. We did not add additional seasoning because we already cooked the beef liver with seasoning at the beginning. So we'll let it fry in a manner that the crunchiness will be just a little bit. If you're still watching this video at this point, consider yourself as one of the lucky viewers, because I have kept one important recipe or ingredient secret until now. You see what you're looking at in the pot right now? This is chicken stock. How do you make a chicken stock? You cook chicken with a little bit of water and ingredients, and when the chicken is fully cooked, you take out the chicken, and what's left is the chicken stock. The chicken stock is what makes the African fried rice taste really great. And this chicken stock is now being used in this video to prepare our African fried rice. You can add more seasoning, you can choose not to, it's up to you. But we added a little bit of seasoning in this video, and now we add the rice we washed earlier into the chicken stock. And this is the beginning of the success of an African fried rice. You add the rice to the chicken stock. Make sure you get every single rice in the bowl. Alright? And make sure you stir the rice in the pot to get the chicken stock all over the rice. As you can tell, it's beginning to look like a light brown slowly, but wait a minute, you're gonna see the full outcome in a few minutes. Here we go, we adding more seasoning. Again, you can add as many seasoning as you like. Your tradition might be different from another person's tradition, so you want it to have that texture. Now the fried rice is coming out. You see that light yellow or really light brown color? That's from using the chicken stock. Okay, you let this cook, and then you let it cook and cook, but not too much. You cover it with foil. This is to keep all the steam inside the fried rice. Now you check it again. You see the fried rice is coming together. Look at what we have now. It's looking really good. Now we add a little water just to make sure it's not burning in the bottom. And then you stir and you cover again. We can add more ingredient, but look at all the ingredients we're about to add. Mixed vegetables, shrimp, beef liver, more chicken stock cooked rice. You have to add this to a pot in layer by layer, so when you start mixing, everything mixes properly. At this point, almost everything is ready to eat right now. We just have to mix all these ingredients together and our fried rice is ready to go. We had to switch the mixing into a different pot because the pot that was used to make the fried rice got a little burnt at the bottom. So now our fried rice is almost ready. Can we start getting a drum roll? Ha ha ha. Now it's time to mix the fried rice together. You need a pestle or a turning wood or omorogun in my language, share or a spatula in English, and share how you call this tool in your language after you watch this video in the comment section. So we call it omorogun. It's the best thing to use to stir or turn the fried rice. Look at the fried rice, looking yummy and looking nice. Oh my gosh, finally we have made the African fried rice in a traditional way, in an African way, and we're so proud. It came out good. Now you put the African fried rice in a foil bowl and you can see that it's already ready to eat. I love African fried rice. It's one of the best dishes in the entire world. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel and watch this video over and over again if you miss any step. Enjoy your African fried rice.